Goal.
That was truly the only interesting part of the entire Browns-Bengals game. Welcome back to another episode of Finned Up. I am your host, Brian Mochak. This is my dog, Reggie. I hope you enjoyed the last weekend of the regular season because I sure didn't. My team ripped my heart out in primetime and crushed my will to live. Thank you for joining me, though. Hopefully my pain and sadness will bring you some kind of entertainment. Let's get into the power rankings. Julie, do the thing!
There's the dunk and the shoulder right there. Damon Shelton got
Finned Up! Number 10, the Green Bay Packers. The Packers clinched a playoff berth as Jordan Love retains ownership of the Bears that Aaron Rodgers has passed down to him. After going through some growing pains this year, it appears that the Packers have their franchise quarterback again and will have 45 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Love went 27 for 32 for 316 yards and 2 touchdowns, the Packers' 17-9 win over the Bears. All season long, Packers fans wanted to fire defensive coordinator Joe Barry, but his defense did show up in this one, holding the Bears' offense to 192 yards of total offense and no touchdowns, which begs the question, is the Bears' offense bad or is the Packers' defense good? It's the Bears' offense. The Packers defense still sucks. Number 9, the Houston Texans. Stroud boys showed up on January 6th, guns a-blazing with a 75-yard touchdown on their first offensive play. Meanwhile, the ESPN broadcast was assaulting Washington by reminding all their fans how many head coaches they used to have on their coaching staff in 2013. When they cut to commercial, Gardner Minshew made me the most uncomfortable I've ever been while watching football when he stared directly into my soul and did not like what he found. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins made one of the most improbable plays I've ever seen in a football game when Stroud lobbed the ball up off his back foot with 2 defenders in his face, and Collins made the diving grab. Aaron Rodgers coming back and playing for the Jets this year was more likely than this ball being completed. Number 8, the Los Angeles Rams. In one of many games that did not matter for the day, we got a throwback to 2018 when we saw Carson Wentz versus Sam Darnold, and it went about as well as you would expect. Joseph Smith did smile down though on his favorite moment as Puka Nacua broke the NFL receiving rookie record with 4 catches and 41 yards and a touchdown on the day. Nacua broke the record set by Bill Groman in 1960. Who the hell is Bill Groman? For a league that has 3 extra games and an innumerable amount of rule changes to benefit the passing game, it's truly insane that this record lasted for 63 years. This is the NFL equivalent of all those aqueducts and roads being built by the Romans that are still used today. And yes, I am a red-blooded American man who does think about the Roman Empire on a regular basis. Number 7, the Cleveland Browns. Browns had the 5th seed locked up last week, and they decided to rest all of their starters against the Bengals on Sunday. Of all the games that didn't matter on Sunday, this one definitely mattered the least, but I was forced to watch it because I'm friends with Browns fans. At least I got to watch Jake Browning's girlfriend jump around in her white bodysuit, though. Joe Mixon did beat up on the Browns backups, though, and he got 2 touchdowns on the day, the second of which earned him an extra $100,000 in contract incentives. While Browns' 5th-string quarterback Jeff Driscoll showed everybody exactly why he is a 5th-string quarterback. Number 6, the Detroit Lions. Man Campbell played all of his starters in a game that inevitably would mean nothing because nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Unfortunately for Lions fans, though, rookie standouts Sam Laporta and Brian Branch both went down in the game with injuries, and Dan Talica is catching a lot of flack for it in the media. I'm not going to criticize Dan CDC, though, because the man is consistent. In his mind, you do everything you can to win the game, and you don't lie down or concede ever. It's this very same mentality that's taken the Lions from one of the biggest losers in the NFL to a 12-win team and winning the division. Fight on, Dan, against the machine. Fight on. Number 5, the Dallas Cowboys. After throwing the most interceptions in 2022, Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott vowed in July that he would not throw more than 10 interceptions this year. And by golly, he was right, and he finished with 9 interceptions on the season. Prescott was so spot on with his predictions that Colin Cowherd criticized him because if you're going to make your name in the prediction game, you need to be wrong about every single one of them, just like he is.
Mac Jones has a healthier body than Tua. He was more accurate at Alabama. And so if he's got a little bit better arm, I'd probably take Mac.
Prescott was 31 for 36 with 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the game. And it continues to baffle all of us that Kellen Moore was actually the problem with the Dallas Cowboys offense last year and not Waffle House menu extraordinaire Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys beat up on the Commanders, though, 38-10 in what would be Coach Ron Rivera's last game as a head coach in Washington. If we ignore everything Rivera did other than the 15-1 Carolina Panthers Super Bowl run, then he will be remembered as a great coach in this league. With this win, the Cowboys will finish 12-5 and win the division, as the Philadelphia Eagles had a meltdown so bad that the Russian government looked at Chernobyl and said, "Hey, at least we're not the 2023 Eagles. Number 4, the San Francisco 49ers. After having locked up the 1 seed last week, the 49ers rested most of their starters against the Rams. Overall, this game was kind of boring from the 49ers perspective, and I don't really have a whole lot to talk about it. I do look forward to seeing them play again in 2 weeks. Number 3, the Miami Dolphins. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are really going to make me talk about them, aren't they? They're going to make me do it. Whatever. Bills finished the regular season on a 5-game win streak, winning the AFC East for the 5th year in a row after beating the Dolphins 21-14 on Sunday Night Football. 2 members of Bills Mafia got engaged on the field right before the game. Good to see somebody in a Bills jersey finally get a ring. Josh Allen continues to be the most turnover-prone quarterback in the NFL, throwing 2 boneheaded interceptions and having a strip sack for a fumble. The Bills got bailed out by the luckiest touchdown I've ever seen to Trent Sherfield, and our special teams absolutely sold when they returned a punt for a touchdown because Mike McDaniel refuses to fire Dana Crossman as special teams coordinator. But if you listen to Chris Collinsworth calling the game, you would act like Josh Allen was the greatest quarterback of all time and there wasn't another player on the field. It might be hard to understand Collinsworth though, because he's had Josh Allen's balls in his mouth the entire time while he was talking on the broadcast. There, talked about the Bills. I hate myself. Number 1, the Baltimore Ravens. After benching most of their starters in Week 18, the Baltimore Ravens have officially been swept by their division rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and during this game, they made the biggest mistake that any NFL team could do. Give the ball to Melvin Gordon in the rain. The Ravens are arguably the best team in football, and they got swept by mediocre Mike and a combination of Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph. I've been thinking about this for 2 days now, and I still can't make any sense of it. Jadeveon Clowney recorded a sack in the game that gave him a $750,000 contract incentive, and he celebrated like a man who had already done the math on how many strippers he could buy with that extra $750,000. That's this week's Power Rankings. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys after the Dolphins game, where I'm sure I will be devastated in some new and exciting way for you all to watch. I love you all. Bye.